All right. So what else is going on, man, in Hanoi? Any big
All
events?
right. So I was in a Vietnam event, and I gotta say that the content is very nice. There's some energetic speakers, but they didn't allow us to record it because the content is exclusive in East
Ah,
Vietnam. Yeah,
Ah,
that's why I couldn't share any keynotes speaking. However, I had some footage of the outside the
okay.
event. However, it's in the city, but it's not in the city. At the same time, it's
Right.
not in the city. It's like a remote area within the city,
Ah,
and the connection was not very good over there.
okay.
I couldn't do any live stream because the internet was not available. The Wi-Fi quality just enough for the organizers, and there's no mobile network at all. Yeah.
Oh,
I
wow.
heard
So
that I heard that they had a last minute change for the venue uh for the conference, right? It was meant to be
yeah,
they had a pretty big spot lined up for it, right? It was like the palace or something,
Yeah, it
and
was
then
supposed to be
they
at
had to
the
change.
Imperial Palace at first, right?
Yeah.
yeah. However,
They
it's because
last minute.
yeah, we gotta say anyway. We had to say that cryptocurrency and blockchain market is not an official market in Vietnam, not yet, because we have no regulation for it.
Mm.
So we can say that it's still running underground without a special permission. They cannot organize. However, yeah, things are going. It's not
Yeah.
officially legal, but still, we have some promotion, and we have the blockchain organization from the government, right?
Yeah, I remember I was speaking to because I went to the very first Eat Vietnam conference, and the guys I was speaking to was like one of the organizers, and he was saying that to get them like chartered as an organization, like they have to get approval by the government, and it was like a really long process, and it was a very arduous process for them to actually get the approval to actually run the conference and to become considered like an organization within Vietnam. So I remember the guy saying that like it was actually quite like there was a lot of government back and forth to actually get the approval to be able to actually run the very first conference, right?
Wow. Yes, it's kind of interesting because this it doesn't seem like there's that much red tape that comes into play when it's here, or maybe there is some red tape, but it seems like there's still a lot more events in Ho Chi Minh City than Hanoi. Um,
Yeah, I think in Ho Chi Minh City we have an environment, a community of very open-minded people
right.
for business and renovation. However, on the other hand, we have a lot of tech talents, very excellent tech talent in Vietnam. That's why I can see that most of the projects, when they go to Ho Chi Minh City, they focus more on the community and business. However, in the north, they prefer more on the technology and the back end side of the project. So yeah,
I,
but we always have exceptions, right?
Right.
We have the north market, and we also have the developers from the south. So I think it doesn't really matter. If you find a good place to develop, just stay there and develop, and share the achievement later.
yeah, it's also I guess for people that don't really know the difference, like Ho Chi Minh City is really the commercial hub of Vietnam, and so things tend to be a lot more expensive here. Living here is significantly more expensive than even Hanoi. Like both cities are kind of similar size. They're both the biggest cities in Vietnam, but I think if I had to compare with my friends that live in Hanoi versus living in Saigon, like Ho Chi Minh City, I'd say it's almost 2 to 3 times more expensive living here than it would be in Hanoi in terms of like renting and things like that. Um, at least like for many aspects of it. So yeah, I think you have like this really interesting dynamic where I think a lot of that back end stuff kind of gets done in these other cities. It's pretty interesting how that distribution of labor kind of happens between the different parts of Vietnam.
Yeah, I think
Well,
it happens everywhere in the world. Like different
They
city,
have,
different
but you
tribes.
know what? Don't they have Apple and some of the other big manufacturing hubs that's north of Hanoi as well. So
Yes,
that's
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Actually, I'm
those are
working for a tech company, and we have a big production over here.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's kind of like in a lot of Western countries as well. Like, I mean, it's similar everywhere around the world where the cheaper real estate is, where the cheaper spaces are to live, is where you generally find a lot of these factories and these big manufacturing facilities set up, because it's cheaper to buy the land there than buying it, in the middle of a city or like in the middle of an area where everyone wants to live. So a lot of like
and
the
the labor
engineering work, like even and the labor
and the
costs
labor
too.
costs.
Yeah, that too. So it does make sense that you see a lot of that stuff. Whereas I think maybe like the international business stuff kind of mostly happens in Saigon. I think I see more people in business inside, like in Ho Chi Minh City, than in other cities in Vietnam.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is actually
I can
the
say
big
that the
financial
Ho Chi
hub.
Minh City is the biggest hub. Yeah, and I think nowadays, like people, everyone, almost everyone are into business, and they can join company to work for, to receive the monthly wage, and at the same time they have the side business everywhere, and that is how Vietnamese people get money. Uh, and they invest a lot in the traditional financial market, like stock market, gold, silver, and other commodities. And right now we have crypto. Crypto is somehow the global market, the bigger global market, biggest scheme, and the market runs 24/7. You
Well,
don't have to
what's
wait.
your thoughts, Mario? What's your thoughts? I mean, I've seen. Did we lose him?
Oh, what happened?
I think we lost him. I was going to ask him where he thinks the market is going to head from here in the next year and a half. But
Where did he go?
maybe I'll ask you that before. I think his phone, his connection might have ran out of battery or something. Maybe I'll ask you until he clicks back in. What do you think? I've seen estimates.
Oh, here we go.
I'm sorry. I
Hey
got
Mario, what do you think? Where do you think the market's going to
disconnected.
be? Where do you think the market's going to be a year and a half from now at the peak? Because a lot of people are saying that we're going to go from like 2.6 trillion market cap in crypto to about either 7.5 to 10 trillion to over 10 trillion. Where do you think is going to be?
I think for the long term vision, the market will go up. However, we are at the peak right now, and somehow it will have some correction before it's going back up again. And we don't know the next bottom yet.
Right, but what I'm saying is that at the end of this bull cycle, where do you think it's going to be? The peak?
The peak
Yes.
probably 80 something or 120
Oh,
for
for
the
Bitcoin?
for the BTC price. Yeah,
Or you think we're just going to go to 100? That's it?
maybe less than that. We don't know.
Really? Over the next 16, well, usually it's going to be anywhere after the halving. It peaks anywhere from like a year and a half after the halving. So you think
It's
we're
not
going to,
always go up. It's not always go up.
yeah, after the halving, it always does. You know that. Come on, you've
We
been in
don't
this
know. We don't know.
long enough.
We
We
don't
don't
know.
know.
We don't know yet. We don't know
What
yet.
about you,
There's a
Sahil?
lot.
Come on.
There's a
I
lot.
think
There's a lot of unexpected in this market, right? No. Recently, you
So
have
don't tell me
seen
you're
that
bearish. We haven't
the
even got to the
monthly.
halving yet.
So
Bearish,
what's
and it's
wrong
not.
with the
We don't.
bearish? What's wrong with the bearish? There's nothing wrong with bearish.
Uh,
Nothing wrong with
we
bullish.
did. We
It's
never got to the
opinion.
halving yet. You're bearish? Seriously?
Mario just wants more time to stack BTC. That's all he wants.
I'm not.
Yeah, he's trying to
I'm
put some
not.
FUD out there, man. He's trying to
He's trying
FUD the
to
market.
put.
so he can
He's
buy.
trying to push the market down with all our followers that we
Yeah, he's
have.
trying
Trying
to
to get
no.
everyone to dump
I'm telling
Bitcoin.
you. I'm just telling you. Anytime when you invest or when you trade, you have to have your ass covered. We
Yeah,
all know
Yeah,
that's
that,
true.
I
right?
mean,
And
you're right. You're right.
recently, we have seen that so many multi-billionaires cashed out from the stock market, and they're waiting. Maybe they're waiting for the dip to buy Bitcoin, buy Ethereum, buy some other crypto. We don't know.
They're,
It
they're
can
waiting
have
for 12K Bitcoin.
it can reach 120, 200. Yeah, we
Somebody
don't know.
did
We
pick up
cannot
some at
pretend to.
8,900. You was talking about that last time, Sahil. Somebody picked
Yeah,
some up
yeah.
at 8,900. Some kind
I
of
don't.
way, some kind of lucky way on the exchange. I don't know how much they got at that price, but that was a
Probably
bargain
not
for
much.
sure. Yeah, it probably
So
was like a fraction of a Bitcoin.
looks like Terran is scared of the bearish.
No, I just know historically after the halving it's always going up, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
I,
I know that sometimes I cannot tell the FUD because people will throw the dirt on my name, something like that. But I'm just telling the truth that we cannot predict the future, and in crypto,
Yeah.
anything can happen. Anything can happen.
yeah, you're right. You're right. But look, I think, I guess, like, in my opinion, I think, even during the last bull market, I always thought, okay, if we followed previous cycles of diminishing returns, it would make sense that by the end of this cycle, we would see a $10 trillion market cap for crypto, total crypto market cap. But now, we're sitting at about like still 2.57 or something, $2.5 trillion at this point in time, pre-halving. So, to go from there to 10 trillion is like a 4x. Total crypto. Like, I mean, obviously, moving the market $7.5 trillion is a lot. Like, that's an insane amount of money. But I think it's something that we can see happen. Somewhere between, like, this is a pretty big spectrum between $7.5 to maybe $12 trillion. I think is extremely plausible to see over the next 18 months. It just really depends a lot on what the economy does and what the macro environment does during that time. But if we get to a macroeconomics loosening of monetary policy again, then I think it's entirely plausible that we'll see that happen. Or the other thing is that the US dollar just gets like really heavily devalued over the next like 2 years for one reason or another.
Dude, I think
I
a
think
number of factors. I think a number of factors is going to play into that $10 trillion market cap thing. And I think one of the things is they can only raise the rate so much. They can only, push off lowering rates for so long, until the economy gets, too stagnant. And, they're going to have to lower rates. I think it's just going to, and it's just going to make a flood. And then you still have banks. I've seen multiple reports of banks being on the verge of collapse in the U.S., man. And some of these entities are going to want to have a safe haven for their store of value, and of course that's going to be crypto. And we've seen it time and time again.
I think
I think
we're in.
Yeah,
There
I
you
think
go.
about the bank collapse and the other regulation. The like the government is trying to control the crypto market. So I think this bull run may be the last bull run. You see the craziness, and in the next bull runs, we'll see the crypto market is just another stock market.
Yeah.
That's what everyone said last time. That's what everyone said after the last bull market. The next bull market will come, and there'll be more people saying that as well. Like, oh, this is the last bull market. We will never see coins do stupid amounts of multiples again. But I think, there's a part of society and there's a part of us that wants to be a degen. And there's always going to be a market to satisfy that need. We went from trading penny stock to to trading shit coins. That's where we're at now, and there'll be some other evolution of that. Someone was talking about there was during the first cycle there were these ICOs that's full of vaporware that everyone pumped up. Then during the last, that was like the first sort of mainstream cycle of crypto in 2017. Then we had the next, the first altcoins that existed. Then we had the next cycle, which was the last cycle, and that was where NFTs just went crazy. And now this cycle, we're getting like the meme coins, and there's just like millions of meme coins being created now that are just like flooding the market and are doing like crazy multiples. So, I think there'll be something else. There'll be some other token standard that comes out, and then people will just pump that, even though there'll be nothing behind it. And because people want to gamble, and people want to gamble, they want to make money.
I think the creation of Bitcoin is already a meme in the financial market, because back then nobody can believe that there's a centless coin without any value, without any true physical use can get into that value, right? So at the creation
the value is in the
Bitcoin,
utility, man, and that's what a lot of the old heads are missing. The value is in the utility, because if I can transfer my value, something I've worked for, to somebody else across the world without having everybody else take a piece of it, that in itself is value. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't, because why should I give the Swift banking system a piece of my worth just because they're transferring to somebody? I mean, if I can avoid that, why can't I just, why won't I do it? And I think that's the utility of it. I can just pass my value, because I'm saying, why would you, it's kind of like a value tax, a value transfer tax. If I'm transferring something that I've worked for to somebody, like say for instance, Sahil, maybe he went back to Australia and I want to send him something that I've worked for and I got to pay a fee for it. I mean, why should I pay, I pay a fee for that? If I don't have
50 people, and have 50 people in between have to approve that transaction before it goes through.
Yes, and look at it and examine it and scrutinize it, and then and then say, well, we don't trust you. You're a terrorist. Why should I have to go through that ridicule and that scrutiny? It doesn't make any sense.
Also, so Mario, what happened? I gotta address something. Mario, what happened to you? You went to Hanoi. You went to Hanoi and you became bearish. What happened? What happened in the last 2 weeks?
I didn't become bearish. I'm just trying to tell you that in the crypto market, anything can happen. We witnessed the Bitcoin going straight from 38 to 73 within 1 month.
Yeah.
I know
that's right.
That's crazy.
38 to 73.
Well, not only that, it went below the previous cycle's high, and then shot up through the previous cycle's high within 6 months.
Yeah. Exactly. So we can say we can easily see that in the crypto market anything can happen. So I'm just trying to tell people that whatever you trade, however you invest in it, just have something to save yourself as a safeguard, because like some people using the margin future trading, they just sold everything out just for one trade. They lost everything. So that's a message. I know that there's some craziness, many people taking profit from it. However, you have to cover your ass.
That's
You're right.
True.
Why is responsible words, Mario?
Yeah, no, just trade responsibly. I don't want after one night we see on the news many people commit suicide or what. That's not the aim of trading. That's not the target of trading. Yeah, you trade to have a better life, not trading life for death, right?
Yeah, That's
So
true.
that's a
true.
message. That's a message. It's not about bearish or bullish. It's about responsibility.
The market is pretty hot right now. I think it's a bit overheated. So it is. We are due for like a reasonable correction, consolidation pullback.
Yeah, and I strongly believe that this market this bull run have just started, because we see the Bitcoin go up only, but we didn't see the altcoin going that much, right?
Yeah.
So you confused me,
Yeah.
Mara. First few minutes ago you was bearish. Now you're bullish again.
Nah, shit. Nah, come on. Don't misunderstand me. Don't misunderstand me. I see the I s- now I just trade what I see, right? I see the Bitcoin went up, but there are many altcoin just going sideways. So of course, they must be
Well,
waiting for something. They must be waiting
yeah.
for something to go up,
I mean,
following the Bitcoin.
you look at this recent movement we had. Ethereum, like just even looking at like the big altcoin Ethereum went down like 25%. Bitcoin only really did 17% in that time. So, a decent amount less. But on the recovery, Bitcoin went up like almost as much as Ethereum did. Bitcoin went up 12%, Ethereum went up 13% in that time. So even just like on this dump and the recovery, Bitcoin is still doing much better than a lot of the other coins that are out there. I mean, you have these little pockets of projects that are just like pumping massively that have low liquidity, but in terms of like overall market trends, we're not really seeing, like you said, Mario, we're not really seeing that altcoin market really pop yet. And I think when we get it, people aren't really ready for how crazy that's going to be. It's easy to forget how insane the last bull market was, where just like anything you threw money at would just make money. We haven't seen that. We haven't seen that part of the cycle yet.
We have seen that in this bull run, we have seen a lot of layer zero, layer one, layer two, layer zero popped out, and there's so many meme coin being built on different on different blockchains, right? So
Yes.
and I believe that beside PayPay, beside the classic one, Dogecoin or Shiba Inu, there will be a lot of meme going to Binance and going to like going to the moon, going to the Mars,
Yeah,
going
well,
to another star.
I had a guy approach me that was at the cafe that we were at one of the times we were talking, and he said we need to do an episode on meme coins. So we need to do the episode on meme coins, man. There's a lot of meme coins popping up, especially on Solana. Solana's got a bunch, man.
Yeah. Some
So,
crazy
Yeah,
stuff going on.
recently we have seen booked up meme. Come on, after 2 days, listed on Binance after 2 days.
yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy. I mean, did you
That's
see?
why I
Did
told
you?
you anything can happen in this market. This is the market of craziness.
Did you see that that project Slurf, that the guy basically, I think the story is that he posted an Ethereum address on Twitter, and he has like 85,000 followers. He had like $10 million deposited in there. I think that's how much he had. And then he accidentally burns the LP and burns like the supply that he was going to airdrop. And I think it was like 10 million or 5 million bucks that he burnt. And then immediately after that happens, it gets listed on all these major exchanges. Like BitMEX even launched their own their own perp contract for it. And BitMEX don't list everything, right?
I'm not pretty
crazy,
sure that one is an actual accident. I'm not sure.
Possibly
that one was
an
actual accident.
Dude, you just
I
you
don't
never
believe
know.
it's simple that way. It cannot be simple that way. Come on.
I've seen some crazy things.
There must be something very fishy. Come on. You're throwing $10 million out of the window? Even
At
if you
least do a
threw out
test.
the window, you can go down, you can pick it up, you can recover
Also-
something, but just burn
Also,
it.
at least like if you're gonna do that, you do a test transaction before you just do it with
Yeah,
the $10
anybody
million.
that's been in crypto knows. Yeah, anybody that's been in crypto longer than a year know you do a test transaction before you send a lot of crypto. Yeah, that's like
interacting with a new
Exactly.
contract, right?
that's like
I mean,
that's kindergarten.
Yeah.
Hey, that's kindergarten level crypto. I don't know. Yeah, I don't. I'm with Mario. That don't sound like no accident, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Something
I
ain't
think
right.
that's enough for today. We have
We're coming
we
up
have
to an
been
hour now,
talking,
so
yeah, for an hour. So maybe next time we will talk about meme coins and shit coins, and we gotta see the way that we classify which one is shit coin, which one is gold, and how to find gold among shits.
I got one question before we end it off. I gotta ask you guys. So we had the SHIB of last cycle where this one guy bought $1,000 of SHIB. It went down to like $50, and then it ended up being worth $5 billion at the peak, and then he ended up selling it. Probably one of the greatest financial trades of all time. We're gonna have another coin like that this cycle, right? Do you think that coin already exists, or do you think it's gonna be something new that hasn't been released yet?
When I joined the market, I didn't believe in shitcoin. I didn't believe in meme. I didn't believe in jokes. But after a time, that after a while being in the market, I think that this is the market. This market begin with a joke, and the most serious joke is the most profitable project.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, back then, like more than 10 years ago, in 2010, 2009, everyone thought of Bitcoin like, is that a joke? Was that a joke? Right? Everybody thought it was a joke. And after that, after a few years, they say, "Oh, this is serious," and then many people jumped in. We have Dogcoin. It was a joke, and the creator of Dogcoin first created it as a joke, a serious joke, and we see what it did in the previous bull run. And now we have several other jokes. We have Shiba.
Dog. We got dog with hat.
Dog with hat. We have
Pepe.
Pepe. We have a lot of meme. We have a book of meme. We have a book of
What
jokes.
about? I
Just
seen
like
one. I seen a Polyfi coin called Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
Yeah,
Donald Trump. We have
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump coin, Donald Trump. We have Wall Street meme coin. We
Yeah.
have a lot of meme. We have a lot of jokes. So I think that we have to find the most serious joke to invest in. That's how we get it. And the world is becoming a joke. The world history, the human history is going to a joke phase. I think so. I strongly believe it.
I think SHIB didn't come around until after the halving last time, so I think there's going to be something that's going to shock everybody again. It might not be
Yeah.
on the same level of SHIB because SHIB went up like 50,000% or something at the peak, right? So I think it might be probably not as big as that, but I guarantee it's going to be something that's going to shock everybody. Like, wow, how did that happen? Wow, it's going to be something. There's always something with this market, and if they're one going to go for 2.5 trillion to 10 trillion, there's going to be something that's going to be on that same scale or scope. I guarantee you.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right. Should we
All
wrap
right.
it up?
So
Yeah, I need to wrap
I think
this
that's
up.
enough for today, and see you on the next Thursday. Yeah.